New South Wales HSC exams are set to go ahead, with 40,000 Pfizer vaccines being directed to 8 Sydney local government areas from regional communities. Joining me live now is the New South Wales Deputy Premier, John Barilaro. Deputy Premier, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So how do those regional communities feel about having to move some of their doses off to schools?
Well, Peter, if you think about the last few years, in the worst drought in recorded history, the people of Sydney reached out and supported our communities, buy from the bush, visit from the bush. There were school kids here in Sydney that sent Christmas cards to kids in the bush during the worst drought. When it came to fires, they rallied, they supported with volunteers and they supported with financial support. Floods, no different. And we've been able to be supported by city people in the state as abroad. And this is a chance to give something back in a way of redirecting the Pfizer vaccine to Year 12 students who are in their grand final year of education. And the reality here is that we need these kids to complete the HSC. Regional kids are in classrooms as we speak, face-to-face learning. And unfortunately for Sydney, that's not the case. And for these 8 LGAs, when you really think about it, they're some of the most disadvantaged communities in Sydney. And these kids, the HSC Year 12, is a difference of success or not. So I think the majority of regional New South Wales would support this move to support Year 12 students so they can finish their HSC exams.
Are there any more leftover Pfizer doses out in the regions that can be redirected to those under the age of 40?
So what I should touch on then when it comes to Pfizer, firstly, it means that we will be having to redirect from existing bookings that may already be in the system. So it's not like with this spare Pfizer. This will mean that there will be some people that are booked in for their Pfizer shot will be pushed back now because of this redirection. But in saying that, if you've had your first Pfizer shot and you're booked in for your second, nothing changes. We're not playing with those bookings because if you had your first, you've got to have your second. So that's not the issue. This is only the Pfizer vaccine that the state holds, not what the GPs hold. So if you're booked in with your GP, that's directly sourced by the federal government. That will still remain the same. And we're just taking a little bit from all over the region, so there is no concentration of a shortage in one particular area. And don't forget, the announcement recently that for 18-year-olds and above, AstraZeneca is safe, is appropriate, and there is an abundant supply. So I'm encouraging people to refocus probably on AstraZeneca.
Okay, when do you think those rapid tests will be available?
Well, in the briefings that we've had, they're available as of in the market. So I'm confident it's only days away, if not only a week away. And the opportunity to use those rapid tests for both essential workers, for school kids, is something that I think is appropriate. If you think about the UK, they were using those self-rapid tests themselves to get kids back into school. And now that we've announced the 4-week extension to the lockdown, we've got to look at other options in how we manage throughout this city and throughout this crisis.